because my sister said it to me, and she told me to do that. So there we go, all right? But that's who I'm related to, and that's how most people know me, at least in the field of Max, all right? So now I want to get into a little bit of more of the college presentation. What is your college criteria? Most people, when they're looking at colleges, they have different criteria. I want this in a college, I want that, and whatnot as well. Let's see, come on, buddy. There we go. And here's the things they usually look for in a college. But I don't want to go and just put you guys to sleep with a boring lecture. I want to do it in a game. So to do that, I need 1 staff member, 2 guys and a junior, senior, and 2 girls that are juniors and seniors, all right? I need those 5 people. I need junior, seniors, all right. Junior, all right. All right, it's 2. All right, that's all I need on this side. I need 2. 8 more cards. They're in my car. All right, then I need a junior, senior girl. Both. I need 2. 2 juniors, 2 seniors, 1 of both. All right, so there we go. I have 2. All right. And now I need a staff member to keep score and to operate my keypad. Is there a staff member who would be willing and available to do that? All right, looks like he's coming up. Right. So how this works is I'm going to give you a number, and you have to type in the number and press enter, and it'll give us the answer to the question. All right, but don't press enter until the question has been announced. That way they don't get the answer and cheat and stuff like that. All right, so we're going to play a game called Zonk. All right, how this works is we're going to take turns drawing cards. These students are. They can draw until they want to stop. There's nothing that says they have to stop, but beware, there are zonks. So each card has a point total on them, and they can get points if they answer the question correctly. But beware, because there are cards that have, let's see if I can find one in this deck. There are cards that are zonks. These means that all your points go away, all right? So it's a matter of how far do you draw and how much do you keep going, all right? So we're obviously doing guys against girls to see which side is the smarter side, which side has the ability to know when to stop. We'll see the different contrast in that regard. All right, so we're going to start this off. Ladies first, why not? So if you will draw for me a card. All righty. Awesome. All right, so you can have 25 keyed up, but don't press enter yet. All right. For 10,000 points, can you guess what percentage of Maranatha graduates are serving in the local church? How many, what is the percentage of that? So like 10% of graduates, 20, 90, what percentage of graduates are serving in the local church? 68, all right, let's see what the answer is. Actual answer is 94, so not quite. But that doesn't mean that she is done because she don't get zonked, all right? You have to get zonked to end your turn. All right, next card. Let's do the same person until they get zonked or until they choose to stop drawing. All right. All right, for 10,000 points, slide 26. Within 5, how many beverages are available in the Maranatha Dining Complex? Have you ever been in the Maranatha Dining Complex? All right, so how many beverages do you think we have? That's anything from water to milk to pop. Yeah, every single thing you can drink in our dining complex. How many do you think we would have? This is everything. Absolutely everything you can drink, and all of it's different, including water. She's going to guess 22. Let's see your answer. 40, actually. I know. I thought 22, and I go there, all right? It's actually 40 when you include everything. Water, coffee, milk, juice, everything amounts to 40. So we even walked through with the director of our services. All right, but you're not out yet. All right, let's see the card. All right. True or false? Slide number 8. True or false, anyone can join a choir at Maranatha? True. Let's see what the answer is. All right, the answer is indeed true. So the girls have 5,000 points. Very good. Do you want to keep your points and stop, or do you want to keep going?
Like me person?
Yes.
Okay, I don't.
All right, one more? All right. All right. For, a $20,000 card, all right? Slide 29. Do you know where Maranatha is located, city and state? Do you know? Watertown, Wisconsin. Let's see if that is correct. Watertown, Wisconsin is correct. That's 20,000 points for the girls. So you're now up to 25,000. Do you want to keep that and stop, or do you want to keep going and try to build the lead over the guys? You've currently you've drawn 4 cards. All right, she is going to hold, all right? So the girls are locked in at 25,000 points. All right, guys, your turn. Whichever one is up first. Come on, one of you, don't be shy. All right. Right off the top, all right. Slide number 7, all right. For 5,000 points, can you name an intramural sport played at Maranatha? Soccer, let's see if that is correct. Very, very good. All right, 5,000 points to the guys. All right, same guy. All right, draw another card, I would assume. Oh, yeah, you can keep going until you want to stop or until you get zonked. To the very bottom, let's see. All right. For 10,000 points, can you guess how old Maranatha is? You have to get within a range of 10. You can confer, I don't care. I'm sorry, 28. 45, let's see the answer. 57, actually, 57. All right. You can keep going. You're still down 20,000 points to the girls, so it's up to you. All right, he has to. All right, top again. All right, he gets a zonk. So guys lose all of their points. All right. All right, we're on to the second round for the girls. All right. Let us see the first card. All right, for 10,000 points, is it true or false? You can be a chaplain in the Army with a non-accredited degree. True or false? You can be a chaplain in the Army with a non-accredited degree. All right, she's going to guess true. Let's see what the answer is. Slide number 22, please. It's actually true. Very, very good. All right. All right, so you have 35,000 currently. Do you want to keep going or stop? One more, all right. They're going to draw, let's see. All right, another 20,000 card, but they have to get the question correctly. On average, how long does it take a Maranatha student to apply? So if you're applying in high school, how long does that take? No. To fill out the form, how long does that take? Like 20 minutes. Let's see if that is slide 35, please. 35. 20 minutes on the dot. Very, very good. All right, so the girls have a lot. Do you want to hold there or keep going? All right, they're going to keep going. They're going to stop there. They currently have 55,000. All right, so now that you're up, you have a lot of ground to make up, all right? All right, first card, 20,000, a nice way to start. Can he name, slide 31, 2 benefits of dual enrollment? Do you know what dual enrollment is? All right, so why would you take college classes in high school?
The long answer? You want the long answer?
Just give me reasons.
Gives you credits for college.
Okay.
Shortens college years.
All right, let's see the answers. Slide number 31, very, very good. He did get both. You see what college is like, get ahead and save time and money and all that fun stuff. All right, you have a long deficit to go, so I'm assuming you're going to keep going? Yep. All right. Let's see. All right, for 5,000, within 10, how many different programs do we offer? Within 10? Yeah. How many programs do we have at Maranatha?
6. What do you mean programs?
So we have a majors. Yeah.
That's like 50.
All right, let's see. This is slide 19. See the answer there. Actual answer is 38. 38. All right, but you're not out. You're not out. All right. Next one. All right, let's see. For 20,000, all right. Can he name 2 scholarships available to Maranatha students? Scholarships that Maranatha students have gotten.
Academic scholarship? Does that count?
Okay, that'll count for the ACT scholarship, 33.
How about sports?
Man, this guy's smart. A band scholarship. Orchestra scholarship. All right, let's see the answer. Because you got one, I'll give you 10,000. So you're right now at 30,000 total. Oh yeah, absolutely. Any lefties in here, by the way? Any lefties? Okay, a few lefties. There is a scholarship, and Maranatha people have gotten it for being left-handed and whatnot. All right, let's keep going. You've got 20,000 to make up. I'm not sure. All right, he's gonna draw again. For 5,000, how many dorms does Maranatha have? Yeah, how many dorms do we have? Slide 11. All right, you have to be within 5 anyway, so let's see the answer. Yeah, 10 dorms, 5 men, 5 women, 8 undergrad, 2 graduate. All right, so you're at, let's see, 2035 to 2040, 55. All right, 35 to 55. You might as well keep going.
No, let's give it to the
Oh, he's going to stop it. All right, so he's going to cash in his money at 35, 25. All right, we're going to keep on going. You guys are back up. All right, we have starting out with the 5,000. True or false, there are over 500 jobs available on campus to Maranatha students. True or false? True, slide number 15. It is true, very good. 5,000 more points for the girls. Do you want to hold there or keep going? All right, they're going to keep going. All right, 5,000 again. True or false, the soccer team travels and sings at churches. The soccer team travels and sings at churches. True or false, the soccer team? True, slide 16. It is also true, another 5,000. Do you want to hold there or keep going? All right. Another 5,000. Name an NCAA sport played at Maranatha. Slide 5. Volleyball. Let's see that if that's correct. Yes, I was assuming you were referring to girls, but we also have guys. Just a little plug there for our sports program. All right, want to keep going or stay? One more? Okay. All right, for another 5,000, true or false, a Maranatha graduate is the head basketball coach at Auburn University. True or false? True, let's see the answer. Slide number 14. Answer is false. That's Alabama instead of Auburn. You don't want to get that wrong because those are rivals. All right, but you didn't lose the points. Well, I mean, you did lose the points, but you don't lose all of your points. All right, do you want to keep going or stay? You have 15,000 at stake.
Wait, so if I get this rank, then it's all gone?
All the 15,000 is gone, but your previous cards are still available. Of the Zonk cards? 1 out of every 5. All right, one more. They've got the card. All right, 10,000. True or false? A Maranatha has had 2 students receive the left-handed scholarship. True or false? True. Slide number 23. It is true. Very good. All right, so you have 25,000 online. All right, so they're going to stop. All right. They have set the bar very, very high. All right. Let's go. All right, first card. 20,000. That's a good start. Name 5 Maranatha sports. Soccer, basketball, volleyball. So these are the NCAA sports. Do you want to specify any of those sports? You said soccer, basketball, volleyball. We technically have 10 teams. So you've already gotten 5. All right. So there's 20,000 that you've got in assisting your comeback. I'm gonna make sure I know how many points you guys have real quick. 20, 35, 20, 35. All right. I assume you keep going. You've got a big deficit to come out of. All right. Let's see. 20,000 again. Wow, he's on a roll. All right. True or false? Our institute is 1/3 of the cost of Maranatha. Our Bible Institute is 1/3 of the cost of our university. That might be a better way to ask it. All right, true, slide 36. It is true, all right. So I'm gonna do some quick math real quick because that 20,000 makes things interesting, all right? Let me do 10 minus 10, 5, woo! 20, 30, 50. Wait. I did not do that right. 10, 50, 60. I did do that math right. All right. I'm just seeing how far you have to go. 35, 55. Okay. The deficit is, let's see. The deficit is 25,000. All right, so that's your range you have to go.
All right, say less.
All right, 20,000. All right. Does Maranatha have an aviation program? Slide 34. Do we have an aviation program?
True.
Yeah, true. I'll give it to them. They're down. All right. All right, so the deficit, because you've gotten 3 20,000s in a row, all right, the deficit is now only 5, all right? You could keep going and pass the girls because I think we're running out of time. So this is basically you keep going and pass the girls or you get zonked. All right, he's going to go for it. This card determines the winner, all right? And it's a zonk, so girls win. So the guys almost pulled a comeback. Thank you. You can be seated. Almost pulled that comeback. All right. Thank you very much. It was very close, though. Very close. All right. All right. Where'd that keypad go? There it is. All right. Let's go to here. All right. That is not the cloud I picked. There we go. I like my sister, but I want to talk about my college instead. All right. So I just want to cover a few things that we kind of didn't really get to cover in the game. When most people are looking at a university, they have these different criteria for choosing a college. The first thing that most people look at Maranatha for is their cost effectiveness, all right? And how do we measure up against other universities? So here's kind of a little basic snapshot into what other universities charge. And that is a pretty big sum until you put Maranatha against it, and we don't look so bad. That is our basic ticket cost. That's not what everybody pays, and we'll get into that here in a second. But that's the starting price in comparison to the other starting prices of other universities as well. But here's the key, all right? The average Maranatha student received over $17,000 in financial aid. When average that out, those of you who can do math, what's 32 minus 17? 15, all right, so that's what the average Maranatha student pays, all right? So don't look at 32 and get scared, look at the average. Now, that doesn't mean you just get to come and automatically pay 15. That means you have to do a lot of hard work applying for scholarships and whatnot. And here are all the different things that help bring that number all the way down to 15. It's the government through FAFSA, basically looking at your parents' income. It's our scholarships, it's outside scholarships like Chick-fil-A and Culver's. They give scholarships, and you get scholarships for being left-handed and short, which is 4'10", I believe. So there's lots of different scholarships that are out there, and that's how you bring those numbers down, all right? So that's what you're looking at and all the work that goes into it, all right? Come on, keep going. There we go. And this is what we distributed last year, all right? 3.5 million. Obviously, this didn't go to one student. This is all of our students and distributed across, right? So we actually are trying really, really hard to help our students come to Maranatha as long as you're willing and able to put in the work by yourself. It's really cool because when you're going to college, you will be able to see how God provides for you, all right? I've heard many, many stories of where, yeah, Maranatha was expensive. I didn't know if I was able to come, and then like every other story, the check arrives in the mail. Or sometimes it's just, a family member calls up and gives them something, or it's a friend they knew in their church. God can provide in so many different ways if you're willing to take that step of faith and go to a Christian college that costs something, all right? But the second thing that people look at is competency, all right? I did get a college education, so I somewhat know English, all right? Here's where I want to talk a little bit about accreditation. I know you guys don't really know or really care about accreditation, but sometimes it comes to bear. Here's a slide that illustrates our accreditation. We have the same ones as all the institutions on the bigger one, and there are 950 of those across the U.S., and then TRAX, which is a lower level of accreditation, only has 95. So that's just a little snapshot of what our accreditation is. But we also have, my finger is not working, all right? We also have quality academics, and we don't just say that. We prove it. All of these tests prove that we educate our students at a really high level, whether it's nursing, music, which nursing is the NCLEX, or the music and then the business as well. Those are just a few of the tests that our students take to prove that they're getting a quality education. And all of these are standardized tests that everybody across the country has to take to prove if they learned something while at school. Come on, buddy. There we go. I did test this thing out to see if it would work, and so far it has. All right. We also have a really close community, and this is a really big focus of Maranatha. With a school size of only 400 students, you're like, wow, it's kind of small. Yes, but you get a really, really close family feel, all right? I've been around some bigger colleges, and it's really kind of interesting because you don't know everybody, all right? Let's see how this plays out practically. For example, if you have a bigger school, you really won't have as much of an opportunity to play sports unless you're really, really good. Maranatha, you have really big opportunities to play sports or to be in choir or to be in a dramatic production. All of these things, why? We have the same amount of opportunities but less people, so we're able to do so much more. This also comes out in fans, for example. Because you know somebody that is on the sports team, you're willing to come cheer for them. So our gym gets packed out and really, really loud as opposed to some other gyms that even though they're bigger, that nobody knows who's on the team because the team just hangs out with the team and no one knows them. But at Maranatha, everybody knows who's on the team and everybody has classes with them in chapel and dorms and stuff like that. So everybody kind of knows and comes and cheers for them. That's kind of a little aspect of the family atmosphere that we have at Maranatha. But all these things that you're able to do with our sports, and you can see all of them listed here. If you guys are interested in men's volleyball, we are like the only one in the region that has men's volleyball, so I'm going to throw that little plug in there, as well as any of our other sports. But we also have our, like I said, dramatic plays and band and orchestra, so many different ways to get involved. I want to encourage you guys, look for a place where you can do these things, because once you graduate college, you'll probably never be able to do these things at such a high level ever again as well. And then Christ-centered. This is the most important reason that Maranatha exists. And obviously, by the slide, is the number one reason that students come to Maranatha. I think this is a really big distinction, what sets Maranatha apart from other colleges, even other Christian colleges. And that would be in the To Know Him section, under a local church emphasis, of the local church emphasis. Maranatha very strongly believes in the students not just going to church, not just sitting in the pew, but also getting involved. We really highly encourage our students, get involved, not one way, 2 ways, 3 ways. Get involved in as many ways as possible. Go to a church in town. Go to a church 2 hours away. Some students actually do that. Go to a church an hour away. I know many students who do that. We want our students to get involved because that's real life. The local church, once you guys grow up and have to make your own decision about where am I going to church, you're going to have to figure that out. You're going to have to get involved in the local church. And Maranatha helps you get used to that process. It's helped you see this is how to get involved. This is how to connect with the church family. A lot of these churches are smaller. They need help from college students to be able to get involved and to help in their ministries. That's just such a cool aspect of Maranatha that kind of sets us apart and makes us really unique. And if you guys don't think, well, isn't that really big of a deal? When you guys get on your own and look at what serving in a church is like, it is such a joy to serve in a local church, to connect with that family and to be a help to that community as well. And I believe that's a big part of why Maranatha exists. But I encourage you guys, if you're looking at college, please consider Christian education, all right? The statistics are very alarming for those who don't go to a Christian college and end up never going to church again. It is extremely important that even if it's not Maranatha, you look at a place of Christian education. It will mean so much to not only your Christian walk with the Lord, but then the habits you build for the rest of your life as well. And I want to highly encourage you to look at Christian college, but also look at Maranatha and see these are the different ways that we help you grow in your Christian walk with the Lord. And we really emphasize that all the way from a leadership standpoint, all the way down to even in your own dorm room as well. So that's kind of what I've wanted to talk about in terms of our college, and I hope I've given a little bit of a snapshot. I know I've taken longer with technological difficulties and whatnot, but hopefully I've given you some information to be able to make more of an educated decision on what am I going to do in the future and what does college look like, all right? So I'm not quite sure how much time do I have left if a teacher's being generous. 5 minutes? All right, that's perfect. All right, I'm going to go to my slides. If you guys have your Bibles, I'm going to ask you guys to turn to James chapter number 4. All right. We can go to that later. And while you're doing that, I want to ask you guys to look at the pictures on the screen and give me what these things have in common. A birthday and Christmas. What things do those things have in common? I saw a hand right there. Celebration. Good. You get gifts, and that's what I was looking for, all right? So you get gifts at both of these occasions, all right? Now, the whole year you've been asking your parents for whatever gifts it may be, whether it's a toy or it's, Legos or something like that. Personally, I wanted, when I was a kid, if this thing will work, come on. I wanted the set in the box, all right? I wanted the police station, and I really, really wanted it, and asked my parents for it. I had all the other sets that went with it, and then my parents got me the Lego police station, and there it is sitting on my shelf back at home. Now that has gone through a lot of remodeling, and there's 2 other police stations that I've also gotten and combined with it to make it cooler. But we all want things, right? We all want gifts. We all want something in life, and we all have asked our parents for things. We've all asked our grandparents for things. We've all asked our siblings for things. But how often do we come to God and ask for things, all right? What and how are we coming to God? So in the Bible, we find that there is a specific way that we are supposed to come to God. Right? The first thing is that we have to be without sin. And Psalm 66:18 is very clear. If we have sin in our hearts, God will not listen to us. All right, so we have to be sure we are free from sin. All right, but then James 4 gives us the wrong way to ask God for something. So let's look at James 4, and we're going to look at verse number 3, all right? James 4:3 says, "Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lusts." All right, so let me give an illustration, right? James is saying, you ask and receive not because ye ask amiss, all right? And here's why. Let's say you want a car. Now, that definition of car changes, all right? If you're in 4th grade, that means a Hot Wheel. If you're more like a senior, that means you would more prefer like a Mustang that you can actually drive around or something, all right? So let's say you're older and you want a legitimate car, all right? And you ask your parents, I want, a Mazda or whatever, Corvette, you name it, maybe something more realistic like a Chevy. And I want it because I want to drive to school and I want to show off, and maybe there's, this guy or this girl that I want to impress because of this new car. I just want to look cool. So let's contrast that with an illustration of there's this church that I would like to go to that's about 30 minutes away. I can't really walk there, and I'd really like a car to be able to go there and to help serve in that church, right? What's the difference between the 2 illustrations? It's the motivation. One, you're asking it because you want to look good and because of how it helps you and because it's what you want. The other one is because you have a different motivation. It's because you're trying to help a church. It's because you're trying to do what God wants and to help in that area. So James says, you ask and receive not because you ask amiss, that you may consume it upon your lusts. So if that's the wrong way to ask, what is the right way to ask, right? So let's turn over to Philippians, and we're going to see the right way to ask, all right? Philippians chapter number 4. All right, and verse number 6, all right, Philippians 4:6. Be careful or anxious for nothing, but by everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. This is what God says. This is how we are to come before him asking for something. And it's really cool because in Matthew 7, we see that God does want us to ask him for things. And we do need things from him, right? We ask him all the time. We have prayer requests and things like that. But I want to ask you guys to consider here this morning, why are you asking for something? Why are you asking God for something? Sometimes it may be a good thing, but I want to consider it. Make sure you're asking God for the right reasons. Philippians 4:6 says to ask with thanksgiving, to ask for things for other people. That's what supplication means, to intercede for them. We need to be asking God for the right reasons, not just coming to God whenever we need anything, but because we actually want to serve him with those things. God doesn't look on the outside. God looks at the heart. And I've seen this, especially for those of you who are looking for God to provide things like a career path, maybe once leaving high school, maybe providing things like a job, especially as you get later on in life, you really want to see, why am I asking for something? Is it because it's what I want, or is it because God wants? And I really hope that can be a challenge to make sure that you're doing and asking God the right way. And also, I want to encourage you guys, when you're asking God for something, know that God is always good. He will always give you what is best. Now, it may not be the thing that you wanted, but God is perfect and will always give you what is absolutely best for your life, even if you don't see it at the time. But you can always trust God because God is always good. I'm going to pray, and then we will conclude. Dear Lord, thank you for this challenge from your word, and Lord, and Every time we come to you, Lord, let us come in the right way, freedom from sin, and not asking for our own selfish reasons, Lord, but ask because we want to serve you. May that be our entire life's theme, Lord, to honor and glorify you in each and every thought and decision and action that we make. May we glorify you through the rest of our day. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so I'm slightly over time. Let's get those cards passed in really, really quickly so that we can see who is the winner of our t-shirt, all right?
Can we get, there you go. If you need to pass them, let's pass them to the aisle real quick. Let's pass them to the aisle. Be seated still, be seated. Just pass them to the aisle. The person at the aisle, hold them out. We'll collect them real quick. Could you grab them all and give them to him? Just go real quick, real quick. Just pass them to the aisle. Pass them all to the aisle. All the way to the